Now, in the human body, there's a network of nadis. So, nadis, and where they cross each other, there we have a chakra. Now, nadis, to give a simple simile, the chakras and nadis are a network of channels which form a grid for the human body. It's like I give the example of a false ceiling. You have a false ceiling first, and on that the roof or any structure is created. It's painted and all. So in the same way, first there is a grid which you cannot see with the physical eye. And this network of nadis, which is the scripture says about 72,000 in the human body, which are running crisscross, crisscross. And there are 7 main chakras, actually 6 main chakras, 7th is the center. And these are on the spinal column. There's a channel called Sushumna. There are 3 channels, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Now these Ida, Pingala are the main channels which cross each other on Sushumna. So those centers where it is crossing each other are 6 main centers, and they form a chakra, major chakras. So the whole prana, these chakras are actually in the pranic body. That is below the physical body. That is below the Annamaya Kosha, there's Pranamaya Kosha. So they are in that, the Nadi system. So the human health and well-being rests on the purification of these chakras. If these chakras are moving properly, then our organs are functioning properly. And the 7 main chakras are related to our endocrine glands. So the health of a chakra depends on the health of a body depends on the health of a chakra. The health of a chakra depends on your emotional and mental well-being. So a pranic body, the prana that flows is flowing through our subtle body, that is the subtle channels or nadis. Okay, now when the prana is flowing through these channels and there is no block in that flow, the human system will keep functioning properly. If there's a block, that area, one of the endocrine glands, if it is related to your abdomen or your stomach, your pancreas, your liver, that can become into a problem. And these chakras, the 7 main chakras are your Muladhara chakra, which is at the base of the spine. Then you come to your Swadhisthana, which is related to your procreation and emotional body. Then comes your Manipur chakra, which is at the navel. These are the major chakras. After that, and our navel or Manipur chakra relates to your personal power and well-being. This center distributes all the prana through the various nadis flowing through the system. So if this digestive system, if your Manipur chakra, which is related to all your relationships and worldly desires and hopes and achievements, once that is clear, the prana will flow comfortably to your Anahat chakra. Now your Anahat chakra, it is the heart chakra, center of the chest. And this is related to your emotions. So the Swadhisthana chakra can affect your heart chakra. And those emotions of ill will, spite, hatred, whatever, they have to be resolved. And then you move on to your Vishuddhi. Vishuddhi is now your throat chakra, related to your thyroid and parathyroid. And here this needs purification. So once that is pure, like we see Shiva holding poison at his throat level. So all your issues get resolved over here. So if then after Vishuddhi comes Agnya, which is situated at the eyebrow center, middle of the eyebrows. So Vishuddhi is very important, because as the mind works its play, the Vishuddhi, if it is developed, it will not allow that play to get down into the physical body. The emotionals of strong emotions, so that they can harm the system. So it's like that is the poison. It gets assimilated, either discarded, and hopefully that is what happens when it's developed. Then the Agnya Chakra. When that is developed, then your sense of intuition develops. Now all these three channels, that is Ida, Pingala and Sushumna, merge at the Agnya Chakra. It becomes one channel, and then it flows to Sahasra. Sahasra is your main center, which then you can, if these chakras are working fine, then you're open to receiving knowledge from other dimensions. It's not necessarily that you're talking from the book. It is a self-gained knowledge. And what I saw was that these chakras, I visualize them as spiders' web. Each chakra is like a spider web. So when the energy moves, it's moving like through a small pattern, because all these small hole, because they are blocked with emotions and thoughts and hopes and fears and desires. So as clarification happens in our thought process, these threads keep snapping, and a bigger area is created for the energy to flow through, till such time when the Sushumna is freed of all these knots that are being formed on it by these chakras full of stress, etc. And then through Sushumna allows the spiritual energy to flow. And that can only happen if Muladhara and Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, and Agnya are working in perfect harmony. Till that time, the chakra, the Sushumna is blocked. Energy is not allowed to flow through it. So, see, our first base chakra, Muladhara, in the animal kingdom, it is their last chakra. So we have taken up from animal kingdom, and we are starting from that. What does it show? That we are starting just instinctive on an instinctive instinct, basic instinct, that is of security and basic those, and all our karmas. Those karmas are stored over here. So now I can give an example, but it's not a very nice example. Now this also deals with it is related to the earth, the Muladhara chakra. And then it's related to the sense of smell. Our organ is nose. Now if this chakra, if one is operating from Muladhara chakra, he will be, the individual will be lethargic. He will be, that greed, that all those basic instincts. Okay. Should I give an example? It's, when somebody who was going through this experience, whose basic chakra got shaken up, because Kundalini is resting over there, the main energy. It was a married couple, and he suddenly started smelling not good smell, and he was blaming the wife for the cleanliness of the place, etc. Now, it's perfectly clean, everything is nice. Why is he getting that smell? Because he's going through certain practice, he's practicing something, his Muladhara chakra got suddenly shaken up. And since it's the earth element and is related to the sense of smell, he started getting that smell from within himself. You know? So that chakra has to get first cleansed. And once that is cleansed, we move on to Swadhisthana chakra. That means the related certain issues will come up, certain which are resolved at Muladhara chakra, and there's a little opening in the web, which is between the Muladhara and Swadhisthana. So once that opening happens, little energy flows through that into Swadhisthana. And the Swadhisthana issues, since the element is water, is always in motion. So all the issues, emotional issues, are fluctuating and sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes loving, sometimes hateful. And more it deals with fantasy besides procreation. The person is living in a fantasy world, daydreaming, all those. So once the person resolves certain issues, emotional issues, there's a gap in the chakra, a thread breaks or threads break, and the energy moves up into the Manipur chakra. Now, when the energy moves up into the Manipur chakra, this is a chakra from which we are living our life. You know, it's related to the left brain. The creative brain is dormant. So it is related to all the issues of our life, our children, or parents, or siblings, or friends, or employees, anything, or business. So this takes a little time to clear, to understand. You know. So the Kundalini rests. If the Kundalini does not move out of any of these chakras, then there's a problem. That is, your issues are not resolved. Because then the energy can move into a wrong direction or nadi.